Hello and welcome to Minor Rex. I'm Dave. I'm here with Joel and Charlie as always. And Natalie is here with us for once. We're going to talk about movies today. We're going to talk about the Oscars. We're going to talk about the ceremony. We're going to talk about the pictures we've seen and the actors and actresses that we love and all that good stuff. Many of these movies are coming out now on Blu-ray and DVD. So if you're a Des Plaines Library patron, please come on down and put some holds or check the quick pick shelves because, I picked up Ford versus Ferrari the other day for myself, and you might get one of the hot pictures yourself. So let's just start with the ceremony. What did we think of the Oscars? I'll go first. I thought it was kind of a mess.
It was very random. I'm not going to lie.
I like the awards. We'll get to the awards in a minute. But I thought the skits weren't very good and the little songs weren't very good. I'm sure we'll talk about Eminem in a minute. How kind of out of nowhere he appears and sings his song.
I liked the music montage that they did right before he came on, where they were doing what song do you associate with what movie? I thought that was great, but then they focused on 8 Mile and I was like, what's happening? And then it was just so and
Eminem is back after 18 years.
It just
decided to finally show up. I think he did a bad job, too. I'm not a rap expert, but it seemed like he dropped every other lyric or something like that.
Which revealed the
tape in the background. You could hear his voice.
Continue with his mouth closed, which did make me look
askance.
Yeah, I definitely had Billie Eilish's look of strange terror and confusion and weirdness. Why is this happening? Does he... I guess he's got a new album out, but he didn't play anything from that. So.
Exactly.
And it was a big surprise because they didn't mention it. They didn't say coming up next Eminem or anything like that, so no one knew.
I was already feeling a little off game just because not having a host meant that the introduction was just one person introducing another person who introduced the music montage, which introduced Eminem playing a song from 15 years ago.
That was a little strange once in a while, where it's I'm here to introduce the next presenter, and it's just why doesn't the narrator or the lady who, the voice from nowhere.
Oscar's voice.
Exactly. Why doesn't she introduce the next? Why do we have this person here? So I don't know. I thought the ceremony was very much a mess and a little bit laughable, but I'm very pleased with almost every award. Personally, from the movies I've seen and the history some of these people have, that was delightful. What did you all think of the awards? Was there one that stood out? Was there one you were particularly moved by or excited by?
So I think Parasite, 100%, it was deserved. And I'm glad it won more than one Oscar, for Best Director, and because he wasn't expecting that, but it was awesome. Yeah,
there was kind of that feeling in the room that it's going to win Best Foreign Film and that's it.
Yeah.
But for it to win for screenplay as well, right? Screenplay and Best Foreign and Best Director and Best Picture was a pretty good get. And he just looked delighted.
He did.
He looked happy. That was fun.
Yeah. Definitely.
The gif of him giggling at his Oscar, looking down on it in almost disbelief, is pure and beautiful.
Yeah.
And I agree that the movie was phenomenal and it was totally deserved. All of the awards were totally deserved.
Yeah, when I first saw that movie, I went into it, I had no idea what it was going to be about. Sure, I didn't really see any trailers for it. I've heard a few things from a few people. It was kind of a class struggle. That's all I really heard. But I was not expecting what I saw, and I don't know, it was great.
Yeah, the movie wasn't widely released, and I had to go way out of my way at a weird time. But based on faith, it was one of those movies where there was every single thing I heard about it was, like you said, 100%. It was just, through the roof. And then I went to the theater, and it was completely worth it. Not regrettable at all. I'm not that going to theaters, but it's just I made so much effort, and I was very happy to have done that. It paid off very well.
Yeah, definitely.
The only thing I had heard about the movie before going to see it was that I shouldn't learn too much about the movie before I saw it.
Yeah.
So I went in ice cold. I knew the name of the movie was Parasite, and that's it. I didn't know where it came from. I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know who was in it. I didn't know what genre it was, and it does sort of change genres and feelings a couple times.
Yeah, it took some turns.
Because I was fully unprepared for it, I went in with the blankest of slates, and I was just fully delighted.
Yeah, I like that you all are keeping spoilers at a minimum for this, because I haven't seen Parasite, which I'm sorry to say. My hold came in this morning, so I will check it out at the library this afternoon. I suppose for the listeners at home who haven't seen Parasite yet, you're keeping that same discovery.
Yeah, I think the less you know, the better. But
It is one of those movies where you discover as you're going along. And, yeah.
I was going to say, if you guys had like a second choice of which picture you wanted to win, what would be your second choice?
I didn't see too many of the best pictures before the Oscars, unfortunately. I would pick Jojo Rabbit just because I love Taika Waititi and I love seeing him happy. I think because it makes me happy when he's happy. Some of the best pictures I saw, I did not super enjoy. I did not very much enjoy Joker. I did not very much enjoy Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I did like both performances by Brad Pitt and Joaquin Phoenix. I thought those were great, but I thought the movies were a little dull, a little boring. So, like, seeing Joker win Best Picture would have, made me a little bit sad because I don't think that it was.
Right. We can add 1917 to that list. I felt very underwhelmed by that. I mean, it was really neat cinematography, and of course it won for cinematography, but besides that, there was just a feeling of want. There's something left after you're finished watching that I don't think it fulfilled the hype.
Yeah, and shout out to Roger Deakins on that one for getting nominations all his life and finally winning the last two movies. He won for Blade Runner and he won for this. And he's like, this is... I don't remember what they said, unfortunately, but it was something like, this is Roger Deakins' second win and 17th nomination or something like that when he stood up. Because he's been nominated for decades, but finally won for Blade Runner and for 1917. So I was like, I know that name. I've heard Roger Deakins before. Right?
Well, yeah, that's awesome.
I think the only other picture of the year that I saw was Marriage Story, which I thought was all right.
I had to turn it off.
I mean,
I didn't like it.
I think that it would have been better truth in advertising had they called it Divorce Story, but I think less people would have watched it because, divorce is rough. And the film doesn't shy away from that. So, it's not a go out of the theater, even though it was on Netflix. But it's not a crowd pleaser so much. Yeah,
like I'm building up energy to go see that, to watch that movie. Because it's not just like, I'm bored, I'll watch this terrible, sad story.
Right.
It's not something I'm prone to do. But it's like, someday I'm going to get up the gumption, I'm going to steel my nerves, and I'm going to say, all right, it's time to watch Marriage Story on Netflix.
Yeah. It's intense, but...
It is,
It's... I mean, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it was best picturable. I think even the name Marriage Story sort of underplays the significance. It's very much a slice of life type film, and it seems best picture nominees are usually like based on true story or films that really take a hot button issue and examine it. But Marriage Story seemed to be a lot more of a character study, and so maybe a little more subtle than most best pictures of the year tend to be.
Yeah. Did you have a second place? Did you say?
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit
100%.
as well?
I love that movie. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, what is this? Like, I don't want to watch this at all. And then my friend convinced me to see it, and I was so surprised. It was so, like, I did not expect it to be, like, that heartwarming and that just, like, funny and just so sad. Like, I cried 3 times, and I did not think I would cry. So it's just awesome. So everyone should go see that movie.
Or place a hold. I put hold on all of these nominees, I think, like several weeks ago, and they're just starting to trickle in now, so I'm excited to get them all at the library, the ones that aren't on Netflix anyway. Netflix didn't do too well. Had a lot of nominations, but not a lot of wins, if any.
Did anyone actually watch The Irishman?
I did not watch The Irishman. I love Scorsese, too, but again, 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's...
Daunting.
It's daunting is the word, right?
I wasn't sure whether it was a film or a mini-series. So, it was
treat it like
a
mini-series.
Right.
That's been like the joke, right? Like, the first season of The Irishman was very good. A lot of shout-outs to Scorsese, though, at the Oscars. I thought that was really cool from a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. It was almost like a grandpa director looking out on his various children and grandchildren directing movies now.
Yeah.
And acting in movies and writing songs for movies and writing scripts for movies, all because Scorsese was there for them.
Apropos of nothing, of all of the weird things that come with being alive in the year 2020, my favorite, bar none, is Olivia Colman is an Oscar red carpet star. I love that so much because 10 years ago she was just like a bit player on a favorite British sitcom, and now she's presenting awards at the Oscars. I couldn't be happier.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You've been a fan all this time.
Right.
And finally made it.
Speaking of presenters, when Rebel Wilson and James Corden, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the whole thing when they came out in their cat suits.
That was a funny little bit for sure.
Yeah.
They looked like bored or embarrassed or something like that. Was the energy going on when they came out in their cat suits and makeup and all that good stuff?
Because weren't they presenting the best visual effects Oscar?
Yeah. So I thought that was great because I heard that the effects in Cats was just not awesome.
For more on that, listen to our previous episode.
Where we did Cats.
And I don't think I mentioned in that Universal actually took Cats off of its For Your Consideration Oscar page.
Yeah.
So for a brief moment when it was first released, they were like, maybe this will get some nods. And then they sort of quietly took it off of consideration.
Not spend any more money on this movie. Let's not spend another $1 on marketing.
Wow.
I was a little kind of excited about 1917 and Ford v. Ferrari because it won a lot of the other stuff. Not Best Director, not Best Actor or Actress, but like a lot of the visual awards and a lot of the sound awards, which usually is what points to, oh, this is going to win Best Picture. If someone gives a great performance in a movie, that's great. But if Best Picture wins, like sound mixing and sound editing and cinematography or something like that, usually you think, oh, well, there's a lot of technical people voting for this movie for Best Picture maybe. So Parasite was a total shock to me because I thought 1917 was kind of positioning itself to win Best Picture kind of out of nowhere, just watching the awards and not seeing either movie. But I don't know. Parasite must be that good.
Having not seen 1917, I can say, yeah, it is that good.
I didn't watch it either.
I'd say if you had one movie ticket purchase to make or one DVD rental or Blu-ray rental, I would rent Parasite.
Make it Parasite. I was delighted with some of the actor and actress choices. Laura Dern finally winning after being nominated twice before. This was her third nomination and finally winning an Oscar because she's been great forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Brad Pitt finally winning for acting when he's been great forever. So those were like feel-good moments for me and for them as well, I'm sure.
Definitely. Oh, Laura Dern was, from what I saw in Marriage Story, she really earned it. She was great.
And she's also she was really great in, what was that recent show? I can't think of it now. Is it Pretty Little Liars? Is that the one she's in or is that a different one?
No, she wasn't in that one.
This is one of those
Big
moments.
Little Lies.
Big Little Lies, there you go.
Yes.
She was really good in Big Little Lies, which is not a movie, obviously, but she was so good that I didn't see Marriage Story. And I'm like, go ahead and give it to her. I want her to win because she's obviously a tremendous actress from her other work.
Who won the Best Support? Oh, Brad Pitt did, right? For Best Supporting
Actor.
Yeah, for
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which again I thought was super boring. I liked Brad Pitt in it a lot, but it is
he was great.
It is easily my least favorite Tarantino movie. It was not bad, but it was just I didn't think there was much to it.
Expected more.
I expected more.
It was really hyped up.
Yeah, I didn't think the payoff at the end was all that big a deal. With the kind of. Unsurprisingly, there's marvelous violence at the end of a Tarantino movie, but I didn't think it was. My wife enjoyed it very much, but I just kind of thought, well, yeah, I kind of saw this coming. But
yeah,
I would like to see that at some point, but I've seen Inherent Vice and I've seen Inglourious Bastards, and I imagine that it's just both of those films fused together.
A little bit. Brad Pitt's very good. I'll give you that. But what do I always say? I say walk, don't run to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Because I did not think it was so great. Little Women only winning for costume design, which is kind of funny because it's a movie about the importance of women and treating them as valued individuals.
Yeah.
And then Greta Gerwig didn't win. The movie didn't win. So
Greta Gerwig wasn't even nominated, right?
For director?
No,
I think not.
Oh, wow.
Because, there are several presenters and bits
Ronan,
where they did mention the total lack of female directors in
You're right.
this year, which doesn't really fix anything, but at least they're making light of it.
I saw someone on Twitter say, it's next year, the year that there's actually going to be nominees instead of jokes about no nominees or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, now's the time. It's really frustrating. But that was a good movie, Little Women. I'm surprised no one from the cast won anything.
Ronan was nominated, but she lost to Zellweger.
They did, because she was amazing in it, but her time will come. Like, she's going to do great things, so.
I see gifs of her on the internet, so clearly very powerful.
Joaquin Phoenix winning. Not really a shocker.
Not a shocker. I thought that was great. I thought his performance in Joker was great. There's the only thing in Joker that I liked, basically, was his performance. I thought the screenplay was pretty good, but I thought his performance was great. It's the whole movie is watching him be weird for 2 hours.
His commitment to the role was breathtaking. Mm-hmm. There's even that scene where the refrigerator scene in the movie, he did that on his own, and the director was like, people were, what's he doing? And the director's like, just keep filming. Like, let's
let him go. Right. Don't stop. He's got an idea.
I love it when stuff like that happens in a movie where the actor kind of takes over the production. And walking out of that film, I had not been as confident that I felt like I had just seen the best actor. And I have not seen any of the other nominees, but I did see that one. Since Daniel Day-Lewis and Lincoln, I remember walking out of there and thinking, just hand it to him.
Oh, sure. Right.
Hand it to him now. But yeah, I had the similar feeling with Joaquin Phoenix. And I agree, there wasn't much more to the movie besides him, but that was great because that was just a study. Again, it made me think about, like, he brought a lot of stuff to the fore. Mm-hmm. Just the character of the Joker is so deep. And I felt like he plumbed the depths well.
Having not seen it, I've been a little reticent to see it because I do hear sort of two opposing viewpoints. First, that Joaquin Phoenix does an amazing job, and the second, that the character is completely odious and is presented in too glowing.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I think it's a lot more nuanced than that.
Okay. Because I'm sort of worried that it's just straight nihilism, and I'm not a teenager anymore. That's not as entertaining or interesting.
It is not straight nihilism.
Okay.
I can guarantee you that. But the movie, I don't think I can spoil this aspect of the movie, but the movie is very much about how he sees himself. And so if at the end he sees himself as a wonderful hero, for example, then that's how he sees himself. Mm-hmm. And that is set up at the beginning through various scenes where you're given looks into his imagination and
so
the things that he says and the
narrator
things that he
type
thinks.
thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like so the events that you see happening may not even be happening. That's set up super early on.
Okay.
But it's fairly reliable narrator, I will say. But it's definitely a narcissistic narrator, right? It's definitely that. So I don't think it's like if it paints the Joker in a good light or a bad light. I think it paints the Joker very much in a sympathetic bad light. Like, this is a guy with a lot of problems, but nonetheless should not be doing these things. That's maybe not how he feels, so that's not necessarily what the movie communicates at certain times. But at other times, he's super creepy and should not be doing the things that he should be doing. Right? I think it's definitely worth watching. If you like Joaquin Phoenix, definitely watch it. If you only kind of like it, then maybe this will be the one that puts him over the top for you.
Okay. As I say, I've just had some reservations about the moral character of it. Not that I'm clutching my pearls or anything.
Sure.
But
you just want to make sure it's worth your investment.
Right.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I think I can say without too much spoiling, one of the things I liked about Parasite was how sort of ambiguous it was morally. Like, it didn't paint any of the characters as bad guys or good guys. Like, everyone had their own motivation and was true to that motivation. And, they did a lot of things that you might consider morally reprehensible or not, but it doesn't condemn or glorify anyone. And I really like that ambiguity.
Yeah, I feel like the second half of Joker kind of glorifies who he's becoming, but that's for reasons that you'll find out. Like, he's off his meds. Like, that's like the point of the movie, is that, he's denied healthcare, and he starts to suffer. And in his mind, how he experiences suffering is not how everyone experiences suffering. So I think it's a lot more nuanced than just like, oh, he got everything he wanted and everything is great. Like it's
a dark movie.
He should not be doing these things.
Yeah.
There should be people preventing him from doing these things, either doctors or police officers or what have you. And I think it's a lot more to it than it's just a good or a bad depiction of the character. I think there's a lot more going on. So maybe I like it more than I said earlier in the podcast, now that I think about it.
What did you think of his Best Actor speech when he won? Because I noticed how he didn't really thank anyone. He just kind of...
I've got a lot to say. I'm going to get into it right now.
Yeah. I thought it was great. If you win the award, you can say whatever you want. And if that's what he wanted to say, then let him say it. I think that's fine. He was a little rambly, but he's probably nervous.
Oh, 100%.
Anyone would be nervous up there. Like, I think that's part of the Oscars. That's just part of what goes on at that show is that, and it used to be, I feel like the activism at the Oscars used to be more explicit, right? Like having Marlon Brando declined Best Actor for his performance in The Godfather in 1973. And I had a woman from an Indian tribe get up on stage and give a speech for him talking about the depiction of Native Americans in cinema, which was abhorrent at the time, right? It was very much a caricature and racist. I'm going to take my minute that I get for winning this award and not give a speech and have this woman who very much has something to say. Let's put her on stage. She got on stage, gave her speech, huge boos. They hated it. They pulled her off stage. But now you're like, yeah, this is a woman speaking out against racism. And great. I'm glad that they did that.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, Sachin Littlefeather. Yeah, watch her speech. It's very heartfelt and very personal. Look, you've been making a caricature of my people for a very long time, and it needs to stop. And boo! Like, we want to see Marlon Brando. And it's like, all right. So, anyway, back to the point. Joaquin Phoenix's speech about lifting each other up and working together and all that good stuff, as fragmented as his speech was, I think was very good and good to hear at that time. So.
Definitely. If you have that platform, you should use it.
Use it however you like.
Yeah, exactly.
For social good or for personal thanks or to expose corruption in the industry, anything, whatever you like. I'm all for it. Let the people speak.
Yes. So I heard that some people didn't like Billie Eilish's performance when they were doing the memoriam.
I heard that as well.
I didn't have a problem with it. Actually, I thought it was really good, and I don't think. I know she just won all those Grammys too, and like she's kind of like in the spotlight now. But that was kind of unfair for people to kind of bash her about that.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not sure why. I saw some of that on Twitter, but I thought it was a great performance of yesterday.
Yeah, as a Beatle fan, I thought that she did a good job.
Yeah.
I think that the only disappointment about her performance, both at the Grammys and the Oscars, is that it's sort of mainstreamed her a little too much because her album is so weird. Like it's a really good album, but it's very strange. Like it's definitely the work of someone who has the entire history of recorded music available and is picking and choosing interesting pieces to go together. And what you did at the Grammys and the Oscars seemed just kind of like torch ballads, which is fine. She does a good job, but like it didn't really center the more avant-garde aspects of her music, which I think is sort of unfortunate, but understandable.
Point, yeah, maybe she's drawing the wrong fans or something like that. Beatles fans are now checking her out, and they're just like, I don't understand this. Could be.
My complaint about the in memoriam section is that they found time for Terry Jones, but none for Neil Innes. As a Monty Python fan, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
There's someone every year. I've started to let go of being upset about in memoriam because every single year the next day there's like, oh, they forgot. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they did. Oh, well.
See, isn't that the irony of the Oscars, though, is coming together to celebrate art and just depiction of art and perspective and standpoints and point of views, and then kind of casting this veneer of like, oh, you can't do that, and that, like kind of like having rules and limitations in place. And I mean, people push the envelope with costumage and with dresses and suits and stuff like that, but there's always been sort of a standardization I guess as you were referring to, they were just kind of, let's just be safe with this song. And I don't know. I've always found that duality to be pretty ironic.
Yeah, when I was watching the Oscars, I was also sort of going back and forth to Twitter's Oscar and just seeing what people had to say. And because it's Twitter, all viewpoints were accounted for. And every time something happened on screen, there were people who loved it, there are people who hated it, there are people who thought it was a waste of time. So, yeah, there's a lot of tension in there because, it can't speak for everyone at the same time. But at the same time, as you're saying, we shouldn't, it should be anything goes. Everyone should have the chance to say or do whatever they want on the stage.
Yeah, I think you're kind of drawing into a strange situation that the Oscars kind of put themselves in with. There's been controversy and there's been confusion about the show, and it's kind of like everyone's waiting for the next big Oscar mistake so that we can all make fun of it or something like that. Where it's like, this host did a bad job, that host did a bad job. They read the wrong movie a couple years ago for Best Picture, and it's just like the Oscars are kind of like everyone's like, as opposed to the Grammys or the Emmys or the Golden Globes, which kind of seem to be just like, let's just sit and enjoy the show and then it's over. The Oscars are like, what's my hot take going to be on the Oscars this year?
It's more of like a target on it.
Yeah, it definitely has a target on it, I think. I think that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Well, in related fashion, this is the all-time lowest viewed Oscars ever.
Wow.
Wasn't last year super high and this year super low too? Like last year it had super high ratings and like, we're great, we're doing great. And then,
yeah.
But no one knew why.
Maybe to bring a host, like
maybe you need a host to draw attention and viewers. Maybe that's more important than they pretend.
Wanted to host it, or they just couldn't find one, or what?
Wasn't there talk, or was that last year? I can't remember.
Kevin
Hart.
That was last year.
Yeah.
I think he was supposed to be the host, and then there were some dodgy tweets or something.
People didn't like some old jokes.
Yeah.
So it goes back to they can't do anything right. We try to do this, and someone's always going to find fault with who we choose to host.
Right. And the people have spoken. There is no host. And then these people speak again, and we don't like no host.
We don't like no host, yeah. Who knows what the people want?
Maybe, the supporting actor and actress for this year will host the Oscars for next year.
Maybe.
Something.
The old story is it's the hardest job in Hollywood to host the Oscars because it's a 4-hour show. You're trying to make jokes, but as the night goes on, the people in the crowd become losers, right? I lost this award and they lost that award. Every time they announce an award, there's one winner, but there's 4 losers. So 2 hours in, you're trying to make jokes, and people just want to go home. They're like, I lost. I have to sit through 2 more hours of this idiot telling jokes.
Oh, that's hard.
So, like, you'll hear people like Letterman talks about it was the worst part of his career. It was a huge mistake to host the Oscars. He hated it, and he regretted it, and he thinks it reflected badly on his career forever. And I think that was kind of like he kind of broke it loose where it's like, don't do the Oscars. No one should do the Oscars because it's a bad job. So, like, there's talk about they offered to Dwayne Johnson, and he's just like, no, because Letterman said don't. Letterman says don't do it. I'm not going to do it. No one wants to do it anymore. So they're in this weird place where it's like we want to host, but we don't want to host. We want a host who's non-controversial, but somehow super, attractive to viewers. And I don't know what they do now.
Dwayne Johnson.
I think Dwayne Johnson's the answer, but I think he might be too smart for them. So
yeah, I was just going to say it. But on the other hand, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
The most charismatic person in the world, I believe, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. We made jokes once about D&D characters, and everyone's got stats, and like, who in the world has a stat of 20 on their charisma? And I'm like, it's Dwayne Johnson. It's a charisma of 20.
I don't know anyone who doesn't like him, to be honest.
And that's why that joke from Jumanji, so with the squint,
yeah,
he pulls it off so well.
So maybe they'll have a host next year. I hope so,
yeah.
Because I think this year was kind of a mess without a host.
To what extent do you think that having immediate negative opinions available online is affecting the decision making?
Yeah.
Because when I first started watching, my first thought was, Janelle Monáe is the greatest. She should do everything from now on.
Sure.
I'm going to check online to see if this opinion is popular. And it turns out that some people loved her. Some people, she was pitchy. And why did she have to make it so political at first thing off? And I'm like, You can't please everyone.
You really can't.
But I stand by my statement, Janelle Monáe should do everything from now on.
She was great. I thought she did an awesome job.
Was that the opening number? The
Yeah.
song? I thought that was phenomenal. I thought it was super weird, though, because they had costumes from all the movies that weren't nominated.
Right.
That's very strange, like Dolomite costumes. And I'm like, why are they...
Got some Midsummer vibes,
Yeah,
too.
Midsummer was up. And I'm just like, why would you do this? Why would you celebrate all the movies that we didn't like at the beginning of the show? Very strange to me.
Or the movies that were at least not voted for.
Right. Like the movies that have yet to gain entry. We talked about, Hereditary in the past and how it was a great movie, but there's not really space in the best movie conversation for
horror.
Horror. And that's why Get Out was fantastic.
Right.
And Us is overlooked again this year.
Yeah.
Right.
For Best Actress, if not screenplay and director and all that good stuff.
Which I thought was good. But I think that its biggest flaw was that it wasn't Get Out.
Sure.
Like, it confirmed Jordan Peele's great at this, but it wasn't as satisfying a movie. And I think that Parasite took a lot of very similar social commentary to Us and did it in a sort of more holistic way, I think.
So Parasite took the voting block.
Maybe they'd split the vote,
Yeah.
Interesting. I want to know what happens
behind closed doors.
Yeah, like I don't want to know the nominees. I want to know the nominees the month before the nominees.
Yes.
Like who's on that list, right?
Yeah.
Who's making those decisions? That's fascinating to me. I suppose I'll have to develop a career and join the Academy myself, and then I can expose them somewhere down the line.
I remember some point that someone had, I was talking to someone who was a voter, and they would just send them random movies, and he'd vote. And it's just, you're right, that would seem like such a...
How do you get on that level, like to actually be a part of that?
You have to either be a creator or a critic. So, like, if you are a film editor, then you can vote for film editing at the Oscars.
Okay.
It's kind of how that works.
Yeah.
I think it's something like you can vote for your job and Best Picture. Like a film editor can't vote for sound mixing unless they're credited as a sound mixer.
That makes sense.
I think it's something like that. So, which is why when I was talking about the down card, if like all the sound editors vote for the same movie as the cinematographers, as the costume designers, they're all also voting for Best Picture. And so there's an expectation that they'll vote for the same movie for Best Picture. And then years like this year, that clearly didn't happen because Parasite won almost none of the technical awards. It won Best Picture. So greater than the sum of its parts, it seems. But, movie critics, Siskel and Ebert, were both on the Academy and talked about it and things like that. So, all right, any final thoughts? Any last-minute shout-outs? Any moments that, I liked Questlove. He wasn't there a lot, but when he played it, I was all right with that.
Another 20 charisma level, maybe.
Maybe. Questlove's pretty high.
Yeah, like I kind of agree with what you said, how it was kind of a hot mess at times and it was random. And but overall, like the winners, I think they were all really great.
Yeah.
I'm happy with them. So
I don't think I disagree with any winner this year. No. Not a one. There were some other nominees that I also liked. Jonathan Pryce was nominated, and it would have made my day to see him win.
Yeah.
But no, Joaquin Phoenix was very good. What can you do? Sorry, Jonathan Pryce. I've loved you forever, but it's Joaquin Phoenix and Joker. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for Minor Rex. Thank you, Natalie, for coming by for our Oscar movie discussion, and we'll see you next time.